Thank you both, and thank you for helping us to up the game and for making a new commitment. This is an example that we all should follow. So we are back to pop-ups. And for folks, I think folks have come and gone, so I'll just say really quickly again. We had way too much programming and so many good ideas that we wanted to get as many in as we could, so we have invited a bunch of folks to come through and do 5 minutes and 5 minutes only, and there will be a whistle if you go beyond 5 minutes. So our earlier folks have not exceeded their 5 minutes, so Lisa has not gotten to blow the whistle yet. So we'll see how these guys do, but if our social equity pop-ups can come on down. It's your turn. And you're going to speak in the order you are on the slides.
Good afternoon, everybody. Ya'ate she'e Emma Robbins, Yanishye. Bilagana nishle, hashkan hadzoche bashishkin. Ado bilagane dashitche, ado na kaidene dashenale. Akot ego dine asta nishle. My name is Emma Robbins, and I am the American Projects Director of Dig Deep Water. At Dig Deep, we design community-led projects that help communities get access to safe, hot and cold running water in their homes, in community centers, and in schools. As many of you know here, there are over 1.6 million Americans that do not have running water in their homes. Many of those people are living on tribal lands. My work is focused on the Navajo Nation, where I am from. Live in LA, but res girl through and through. The Navajo Nation is one of the areas that is hit the hardest by water poverty. There are only 60% of people that have running water and electricity. The other 40 don't have that privilege. For generations, we Navajos have been told to wait for infrastructure to catch up with us. But the truth is, traditional water and sanitation systems simply will not work on many places like the reservation. Dig Deep is helping communities to develop their own low-cost, low-tech water systems, projects that you might think of going on in developing countries. Our Navajo Water Project, which recently won the U.S. Water Prize, is one of those solutions that I want to share today. The Navajo Water Project uses a series of wells, water trucks, and cistern systems to bring clean, hot, and cold running water to hundreds of families in rural New Mexico, Utah, and Arizona. Hopefully we'll move into Colorado, the fourth state of the Navajo Nation, but for now we're in those 3 states. We produce, treat, and store water at wells in the communities we serve. Then local workers and volunteers deliver that water by truck to hundreds of their neighbors and community members. In each home, we help our clients install a solar-powered home water system of our design. Each system features a 1,200-gallon underground cistern, underground because even though it's the desert, it does get cold and we don't want it to freeze, a pump, heater, and solar power unit. That way families can also have light in their house and charging ports for their cell phones. In the end, the Navajo families that we're working with get the same safe, reliable running water that every American enjoys. Through this project, their community owns and manages. The Navajo Water Project is the first community-led wash solution deployed in the United States, but hopefully it's not the last. Marginalized communities across the U.S., including here in California, like places in Compton and Central Valley, could benefit from scalable community-led solutions like this one that can ensure their access to clean, reliable running water right now. Innovations like the Navajo Water Project are especially important today because climate change is making water-poor Americans even more vulnerable. Without the Navajo Water Project, our clients would be forced to fend for themselves by hauling expensive bottled water or trekking to unsafe sources like ponds or livestock windmills. Where I'm from, I would see this very often. family and friends and community members filling up water barrels and buckets from these areas, and I did not fully realize how dangerous this was until much later. Unfortunately, I still see this today, and it is not a thing of the past. The way that I got involved with Dig Deep was from losing family members to cancer from uranium in the water. Many of our surface and groundwater resources are contaminated with that uranium, with arsenic and other toxins. With rising global temperatures and increasingly unpredictable weather, Navajo families are hugely susceptible to climate change-related water stress. By empowering people to develop, monitor, and manage their own water resources, we make them more climate change resilient. We also greatly reduce their collective consumption of fossil fuels. Every American deserves clean, running water. As Dig Deep scales the Navajo Water Project and other solutions in communities across the United States, it is our hope that we can see the end to this American water crisis in our lifetimes. Yeah. Thank you for letting me share all of that, and thank you to everybody for all the hard work that you're doing.
Thank you, Emma. That was really inspiring. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Lisa Hook, and I manage the Women and Water program at Gap Inc. Gap Inc. is the parent company to the brands Gap, Banana Republic, Old Navy, and Athleta. So why is a clothing company at the Water Pavilion? Water is a significant input to the entire apparel sector. For example, one pair of jeans uses about 1,600 gallons of water over the entire life cycle of the product, from growing cotton to manufacturing it to customer washing. Moreover, many of the places where apparel is produced face extreme water stress, and many of those communities face challenges in their access to clean water and sanitation. And women in particular face incredible burdens around accessing those resources. So the Women in Water program is working to address these challenges. We've set a goal to conserve 10 billion liters of water by the end of 2020, and we're doing that through product innovation and improvements to manufacturing processes. We're partnering at the outset with our designers to help them choose and select raw materials and product finishes that use less water. And then in the manufacturing process, we're partnering with our fabric mills and laundries to help them identify ways to improve operational efficiencies that reduce water, chemical, and energy use. And these are in, again, many of the water-stressed countries in the world. We're also working to help women and communities touched by our business with access to water, sanitation, and hygiene, or WASH, through education and services. We've integrated WASH into the Gap Inc. PACE program, which is a life skills training program for women working in garment factories and broader communities. We've also embarked on a 5-year partnership with the U.S. Agency for International Development with a goal to improve and sustain the health and well-being of women and communities touched by the apparel sector. We're working in India with partners to achieve 3 main objectives. With CARE International, we aim to advance women's self-efficacy and agency through the Gap Inc. PACE program. And with our partner, Water.org, we aim to accelerate women's access to sustainable WASH services. And then with the Institute for Sustainable Communities, we aim to engage stakeholders in collective action on water stewardship. Finally, we're also partnering with WaterAid along with Unilever and Diageo to develop a business case for the private sector and to invest in WASH. Ultimately, at the core of the Women in Water program is a commitment to partnerships across industries, sectors, and geographies. Our communities and businesses face increasing water-related risks, especially from the impacts of climate change. So it's imperative that we work together and address these challenges. So that's why I'm here today. Thanks.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Christina Knauf, and I'm very happy to share our proposition on Bay Area resilience with you here this afternoon. And I say our because actually you see also a different name. I'm part of a collective. I'm part of the Netherlands Resilience Collective, and we are consisting of 4 different companies that are specialized in water management, sustainable mobility, collaborative design, and area development. So we work very closely together to make proposals for resilience in different cities and regions all over the world. So we were all part of the Resilient by Design challenge that has happened last year in the Bay Area, and that gave us the chance to learn a lot about the Bay Area, of course, to really thoroughly analyze the system, the water system, the land use system, all the social problems, all the mobility issues around the Bay. And it also helped us to understand what the Bay Area needs in order to become more resilient. And we believe that the outcomes of the competitions were really, really inspiring, but that these local initiatives should be celebrated, and additionally, we should scale up and look at the whole Bay Area, at its systems and the way they are operating, and they are influencing what is happening in the north and in the south at the same time. So this is where we feel as a collective our responsibility, and we feel that we can contribute to resilience in the Bay Area. So the last 2 days, I think you all heard a lot about the problems and challenges within the Bay Area, and I don't think I have to explain your own area to you as an outsider, sort of. So we'll skip that part. But we learned a lot, and I think we, especially regarding the water system and the larger systems of the Bay Area, we started to understand the problems. And we do understand these problems because we do have similar issues in the Netherlands. We are actually daily living with water. It is really part of our DNA, and it is very much entrenched in our daily lives. So all over the centuries, we developed tools to live with water and to integrate it in such a way in our cities that actually the cities benefit from it, not only quality-wise, but also economically and socially as well. So we somehow managed to turn the problem into an opportunity. And we constantly work very hard on improving these sort of interactions and benefits from having to deal with water and somehow trying to create win-win situations out of it, so also our society and our economy can profit from these water solutions. So we have been living with this water for more than 1,000 years, so I think we had enough time to develop tools to deal with it. So let me see. In this little book, I have just 2 minutes left. In this little book, we started to elaborate tools that we use daily, on a daily basis in our expertises, like on water management, on sustainable mobility, on qualitative neighborhoods and compactness, still in quality, in green, in livable cities. So we elaborated these tools here, give examples how we use them in the Netherlands, but also we made that reflection on how they could be used in the Bay Area. And from this exercise, we started to develop 5 recommendations for how you could start to take action in the Bay Area. And we presented those last Wednesday to Senator Wiener and Assembly Member Bonta, and they responded very positively and already had some ideas for immediate action. So the 5 recommendations are to update all the Bay Area plans and include water management in them. We also did that recently in the Netherlands. We switched from documents just containing infrastructure and spatial issues, including healthy environments, livable cities, economy, and water management in all the plans. So they are very integral plans, and each municipality and institution is pushed and is asked to include all those aspects in their plans. The second one is to install a Bay Area commissioner that really independently takes care of monitoring and making a larger scale vision of the Bay Area for resilience. The third one is to install good guidelines for everybody, all the small initiatives that take place and that are very good, that they know what sort of goals to follow on the larger scale, and each and everyone contributes to resilience in the Bay Area. And well, in the end, please collaborate together on a larger scale, on a smaller scale. Both of these scales are necessary, and we are very much willing to help you with this and to help you fine-tune these tools to be applicable in the Bay Area. Thank you.